It's not just drop balls, it's missed throws, it's inaccurate throws. It's a lot of things that we just were not sharp at.
The quarterback draw. Newton cuts left and gets hit at the 1 foot line. He was going to try to coast in. He paid a heavy penalty. He got laced.
He got hit in the head.
All I know is they took him in to examine him, and I purposely didn't ask, so I didn't have to answer the question.
Wings in right, back shoulder cut, touchdown from Prescott to Williams.
The kind of team we want to build, down 14-0. Guys, we're going to respond the right way.
Looks right, fires right, caught by McCoy at the 5, headed into the end zone, touchdown.
God, it feels good to finally win here. Been close about 6 times. Finally won one. It was great. It was a damn good weekend, and I appreciate it.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Welcome into another week of First Take. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, I'm Molly Karam. How you doing, guys?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Everybody all right?
Yeah, had a great weekend. Ready to go. Yes, yes. Happy New Year.
Yes, let's go.
Let's get into it. You know who's smiling today? Bills Mafia. Buffalo took advantage of a New England team who was down to their third-string quarterback, handing the Patriots their first home shutout loss at Gillette Stadium ever, winning 16-0. The rookie, Jacoby Brissett, made a second consecutive start in place of Jimmy Garoppolo and was sacked 3 times. It was Buffalo's second win in its last 16 visits to Foxborough, something Stephen A. didn't see coming on Friday.
This week, against Bill Belichick, Rex Ryan doesn't have a shot. I think their coaching is an issue. I'm talking about Rex Ryan. You're 4-11 against Belichick. I would be shocked if they beat the Patriots, even with the Patriots' issues. I think the jury is out on Rex Ryan as to whether or not he should even be a head coach in this league. If you can't beat a third-string quarterback, I don't know if you should be allowed to go into Week 5.
Excuse me, Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Did you just hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Do you owe someone an apology? Do you have something to say?
Apology to Rex Ryan?
Yeah.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell to the no. I will not apologize. Rex Ryan did a good job yesterday. They stepped up against a third-string. They stepped up against a third-string quarterback. And you know what? Listen, I got somebody getting some chocolate chip cookies. I'll send it to Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills. Congratulations to you. You finally won a game in Foxborough. Nothing but respect to you. But here's the reality of the situation. Okay, I didn't give Rex Ryan a chance. It wasn't because of the New England Patriots. It wasn't even because of the greatness of Bill Belichick. I didn't give the Buffalo Bills a chance because of the continuous ineptitude of Rex Ryan and his coaching. The fact of the matter is everything that I said, you know, as far as I'm concerned, is true. It's been 5+ years since this man has coached the team into the playoffs. He's made more headlines than he's registered victories. He hasn't gotten it done. And this is the sad part. I think the game of football is great when Rex Ryan is winning football games because I love his moxie. I love his bravado. I love the fact that he can be loquacious and outspoken and he can really go after folks. I think that's great for the game of football. I think that's great for competition. But at the same time, you know, everything gets ruined when his team step out on the field and aren't able to get it done. Now, yesterday was more a product of bad New England Patriots as far as I'm concerned. What is this here? 1 for 12 on third downs, getting into the red zone once, Brissett fumbling the football, the receivers unable to get open. I'm sorry. Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills defense hasn't really given us a reason to be enthusiastic about them this year. They're 2-2 for a reason, okay?
Is that so?
The way I look at it, I know that Rex Ryan can coach defense. Yep. I really, really do. But I'm thinking about what has happened to Buffalo since he's arrived. And my thing is, walking into this game, clearly I look like a fool right now because I gave them no chance, and you can never not give an NFL team a chance. But that's how I felt. I'm honest about what I feel, Max Kellerman.
What are you suggesting?
I don't hedge my bets, Max Kellerman. I don't do. I actually take a side.
Diversion
the
here.
wrong one, as it turns out.
That's okay. That's okay. This is called big boy rules. You have to sit there and eat it. On this particular Monday, the crow tastes nasty, but on this particular Monday, okay, I happen to be wrong. So what? I guarantee you I'm going to be right a hell of a lot more than I am wrong when it comes to Rex Ryan. And I actually want the man to win football games. But I have grown disgusted with the level of ineptitude that this man has continuously put forth over the last 5 years. Can't even get an above 500 record. That is why I will not apologize. That is why I will not take back what I said. You got me on this Monday. let's see what happens in the weeks to come. Because it's not going to be the last time I say that.
He's been a head coach for 8 years. The first 2 years, they made the AFC Championship game, and that's bought him a lot of rope.
Yep.
And he's won four. He's half the time gotten to the playoffs, just not recently. Here's the bottom line: when you make projections on a team and you make evaluations of a team early in the season with these very small sample sizes, stuff like this can happen. We assume the Bills are terrible. We assume Rex Ryan must be on the hot seat. What happened to the defense? I thought they were supposed to make strides. They're about to get killed at Foxborough. They're going to be 1-3. Then you take a closer look at it now with more evidence. Really, right around this time and really next week is when you can start to make real evaluations. A third of the season is over, or a quarter of the season is over. Rather, you're starting to get into the meat of the season. Look, their defense, they had one bad game this year. It was against the Jets at home on a short week. That can happen to teams on a short week early in the season, especially against an offense where, like the Jets, if it's clicking, things can go very well for them. Otherwise, a one-score loss on the road to the Ravens. They have wins against Arizona and New England. Now, you could say Arizona's a mess right now, and New England's playing with a third stringer, but New England was 3-0 and universally picked to win this game. And Arizona and New England both were two of the final 4 teams in the NFL playoffs as recently as last season. So those are good wins for Rex Ryan. And the losses, you can understand. A one-score loss to a one-loss team at this point, the Ravens on the road, and a bad defensive effort against the Jets. If you take that Jets effort out defensively, the Bills are second overall in defense, fewest points allowed. If you include it, they're still 6th. Think of how they got blown up, and they're still 6th overall. They are actually playing defense really well. And as it pertains to Rex Ryan and whether or not this team will play for him, the reason I thought the Bills had a shot primarily was he's a player's coach, and that's part of the problem. Not enough discipline, and the players think they get away with things and all that stuff. But it also pays dividends. It's not like everyone who's a player's coach.
Really? Really?
Yes,
Is that what you just said?
Yes. It's not like everyone who's a player's coach does poorly. There's a reason to be a player's coach, and here it is. If you feel your head coach is embattled and you like the guy, you're going to play for him. His team played for him. They beat the Patriots at Foxborough to pull 500. With wins against the Cardinals and the Patriots. That's a team that likes their coach. That's a team who play for the coach. And on the defensive side of the ball, I think, look, even with the Jets game, 6th overall, fewest points allowed. They're pretty good, Stephen A. That's a good defense.
Max Kellerman. I was getting ready to call the man Max Ryan for crying out loud. Max Kellerman, let me say this to you. Because, see, that situation, that diatribe you just went on, that soliloquy, rather, it's asinine. First of all, you said that Rex
the guy who said they had no shot.
That's right. No. Oh, you got me on one Monday.
Okay,
congratulations. You want a trophy?
One of many.
You want a trophy?
I wouldn't have a room for all the trophies if every time I got you.
Stop the nonsense. First of all, you said Rex Ryan has been successful half the time. I'm sorry, 2 out of 6 is half the time. I'm not the greatest math student in the world, but I think that's a third of the time. Meaning the first 2 years he was with the Jets, he went to the playoffs. He hasn't been there since. He hasn't been there since. That's number one. Number two, this guy inherited the Buffalo Bills job from Doug Marrone. They had 54 sacks one year. They come back the very next year, and they drop down to 21. Number three, there can't seem to be, he never gets both sides of the ball right. If the defense is elite, the offense doesn't show up. If the offense shows up, the defense doesn't. This is the problem. And then you talk to how players play for him. Well, with friends like those, who need enemies? Because if these players love you so much and your relationship with them and your ability to ingratiate yourself with them is what's going to maximize their potential. Either they lack potential or that strategy doesn't work. Because the fact is that his success rate is not great. It just isn't. And so for me, when I look at that, I love the fact that he makes headlines. I love the fact that he's willing to talk. I love the fact that he's gung-ho and he's got that level of confidence. What I hate are the results he produces in the aftermath of all of that. That's my issue with Rex Ryan.
He's in the AFC East. He's coaching against the greatest coach ever.
But nobody's talking about
with the
him.
Jets and with
Wait
the
a minute. Nobody's talking about him just losing to the Patriots. Yes, Bill Belichick had his number, and I thought Bill Belichick would find a way to beat him yesterday, too. So I was wrong about that. But the flip side is that this guy doesn't make the playoffs. You don't have to win a division to make the playoffs. He's 5+ straight years. Coaches not only get fired because of that, Max, they don't find themselves getting other jobs because of it. He's making $5.5 million.
You're right. I misstated the way it's supposed. It's 4 playoff wins in 8 years. That's like a playoff win every other year, and he's a tick below average lifetime now. I think he's 56 and
56 and 60.
56 and 60. So he's inching to. So he's a tick below average. I would say it's fair to say Rex Ryan so far in his head coaching career is a tick below average head coach. Not a terrible head coach, not a great head coach. He falls in average range, and he's doing it in a conference, in a division where he's got to play Belichick twice a year, every year.
Forget the
His whole career.
Forget the Belichick.
It makes a difference.
No. What I'm saying is even if we refrain from holding Belichick against him, at the end of the day, 8-8, 6-10, 8-8, 4-12, 8-8, and now 2-2. It's the epitome of mediocrity.
Yeah, that means average.
I don't think that means average. I think mediocre is less than average.
8-8 is less than average by definition.
No. I said mediocre is less than average to me. On the NFL level, in order to get to the postseason, I mean, my goodness, to me, 9-7 is average. If you're making the playoffs, that's still average.
That's still average?
That's still average. That's still average.
By definition, that's above average.
Wait. That's the analyst in you, the analytic.
Yes, I like words to have meaning.
The analytic dude in you. What I'm saying to you is this: if you're 8-8, but you're missing the playoffs for 5 straight years, that's average. That's average. To miss the playoffs for 5 straight years.
The 5 straight years with no playoffs is bad. I would say most coaches in the AFC East are going to miss the playoffs if they're not named Bill Belichick, because he's in the playoffs every year.
What about the AFC North with the Cincinnati Bengals winning the division or what have you? The Steelers find a way to get to the playoffs. The Ravens, for the most part, find a way to get to the playoffs.
They're not in the division with the Pats.
What I'm saying to you is you don't have to win a division to make the playoffs.
And he's done it twice, by the way.
Twice in how many years?
Right. Therefore, is he quite average? If he would have snuck one playoff appearance in there since the AFC Championship games, back-to-back appearances, by the way, I would say he is average. He's Rex Ryan. Below.
This is Rex Ryan.
And by the way, the defense is good.
This is Rex Ryan, 8th season as a head coach.
Yes. 4
He's
playoff
made the
wins.
Playoffs twice.
4 playoffs.
That's average. No, he's made the playoffs twice.
And he just blanked.
He's made the twice.
He just blanked New England. At New England last week, we were asking, are they going to go undefeated?
Time out with their 3rd-string quarterback who was banged up. So, yes, he did go in and get a win in Foxborough, but we can't give the guy too much credit.
What they do the week before that? The 2nd and 3rd string quarterback were good enough that we were asking. Yeah. We were asking the country, are they going to go undefeated? A lot of people thought they would.
8th year, 2 playoff appearances.
But still, at the end of the day,
that's your definition of average. I appreciate that. Can I work for you? Can I work for you? I mean, that's your definition of average. Can I work for you? 2 playoff appearances and entering his 8th year. Come on.
4 playoff wins in 8
Stop it. I will not apologize.
Can we move on, gentlemen?
And a 500 record.
Can we all breathe together right now?